I want you to please take a moment to mute your microphones once the service begins. And don't forget, if you would like to join us in our chalice lighting, please grab your chalice now, so it will be ready once we begin. Now it's time for committee moments, which Anne has graciously agreed to share with us. Now,
Hey, so I'm going to look first to see if anyone puts anything in the raises your hand. Does anybody have a committee moment they'd like to share? I see Chris Reed. I'm going to call on her first, just because I saw her first while I'm looking at the virtual hands.
Good morning. I just wanted to thank the youth group, Celia, Maddie, Sophia, and Ender, who came yesterday and helped put on the cookie decorating that was open to anyone from the congregation who was interested. We had a light turnout, but everyone had a great time and really enjoyed it. And it was so good to be able to get together a little bit anyway. And we wanted to also thank, Amy and I wanted to thank Judith and Martha and Lorraine, who also helped in various ways, helped us put it on. So it was really fun and got everyone in the Christmas spirit, and it was delicious. So hopefully next year it'll be back together for the usual cookie exchange, but if not, we'll do it again. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Next, I saw Sarah Sullivan's virtual hand. Sarah, do you want to unmute yourself?
Thank you. I have two announcements today. The first is that we are forming a version of the Spirit Seekers Book Club that will meet in the evenings. And so if you are interested in reading books that are related to spiritual natures, the lovely part of this book club is there's no homework. We read the books right there in the meeting and we discuss as we go along. So if you are interested in learning more about that, you can go ahead and email me. I'll put my email in the chat. The other is if you are purchasing things on Amazon and you're a person who likes to do the Amazon Smile charity, our congregation is one of the charities. It's the University Unitarian Universalist Society. It's still under our old name. So if that's something you'd like to do, go ahead and set us as your charity. Thank you.
Sorry. Next, I saw Chloe McElroy with her virtual hand up.
Hello all, I'm here representing the Millennial Group. We are doing another in-person, socially distanced, ugly sweater get together this Friday at the church around the fire pit. You can wear an ugly sweater if you'd like, or Levi said he would just bring himself. I know, I didn't agree with that, but I thought it was funny. So, you know, we're gonna do, we're not doing potlucks anymore, so just bring what you'd like for yourself. We're gonna try to get a fire going. I kind of got one going last time. If you want to bring s'mores or things to roast on a fire, or, you know, drinks, whatever you want, we're just gonna chit chat and hang out before the end of the year. And it's open to anyone 21 and up who considers themselves in that bracket. So that's why it's the plus sign. Okay, see you on Friday at 6:30 at the church. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Chloe. Next, Marianne Feldheim, I saw with her virtual hand up. Marianne, I can't see you on my screen, but I guess you're there somewhere.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Yes. Just to let you know that the Social Action Committee met last Sunday. We're going to meet this coming Sunday. Our focus really is going to be for the year on homelessness and affordable housing. So we will have a plan we'll be presenting to you. So just to keep that in mind, and we will be letting you know. So if anyone is interested in additional pieces, just contact me and put me in the chat. Thank you.
Thanks, Marianne. Now I'm looking for physical hands. I think I see Judith Stein Farrell.
Yes, thank you. Very quickly, this service is multi-generational. Therefore, there is no religious education this afternoon after the service. However, there is an Among Us game at 1 p.m. You can email me or text me if you want to participate in that.
Thank you, Judith. I'm going to make an announcement while I look for other physical hands. The women's group is going to meet this Thursday at noon at Mead Gardens, which is over in Winter Park. I will send out an email later today with that information. I've never been to Mead Gardens, but Roberta tells me it's quite obvious when you arrive there where we'll be, and we'll get organized so that we can have somebody there directing you if you're not familiar with it. We're gonna ask everybody to bring their own like lawn chair because we're not sure just how the tables are set up, if we'll be able to socially distance unless you bring your own chair, and then bring your own lunch as well, and wear an ugly sweater or look festive, something like that. So that's women's group this Thursday at noon. Who else? Okay, I see Kelly with her hand up.
Yes, Anne, thank you. So Kelly Buchanan, I'm here on behalf of the returning task force. I think Karen is also on the call today, but my announcement is that the task force has submitted a reopening summary plan to the board. This plan has been approved by the board last week. We met in great detail and kind of reviewed the matrix in terms of what it's going to look like when we reopen. I would like to say that this information and this plan will be posted on our web page on the website, as well as a website which is called COVID Act Now, which you can actually utilize to keep up with the metrics that we're using to reopen. So anyhow, we're excited that the plan's been approved and we have a reopening plan. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly. Next, I see Crystal Bechtold with her hand up and with her lovely daughter there.
And son.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was blending in with the couch very well. Just doing the weekly reminder that we do have parent support group meeting via Zoom at 9 p.m. every Sunday night. We're still going strong. We're having some fun. We're making sure we survive this and that all the children are coming out one way or another on the other side of this. I put the ID in the chat already. You can always check the various emails and website sources to get the link if that's easier for you, but it hasn't changed yet. So hope to see you guys tonight.
Okay, I'm taking a quick scan. I don't see any other regular hands or virtual hands. So I think we're at the end of committee moments. Oh, wait, Martha says no, she sees something else that I don't see. Martha, who do you see?
Marilyn has her hand
Marilyn
raised.
London.
Oh, I don't see her on my screen. Okay, Marilyn, go ahead. I don't see you though.
Well, that's okay.
Oh, there you are.
And Evelyn Shalon is on here somewhere. She knows probably more about this, but pastoral care. Just letting people know that Bernie Lipton, who is a longtime member of our church, passed away, and I don't have a lot of details. Evelyn might, but if anybody has any information on how to get in touch with the family, I'd like to be able to extend some condolences on behalf of our church and pastoral care to the family, because Sandy Lipton, of course, was our administrative assistant for a while, his daughter-in-law. So sad news, but and I don't even know any of the details. Evelyn might. Just wanted to let you know.
Thank you, Marilyn. We'll try to find out if we can get that information and share it either in the notable news or in some other format.
I just wanted to say I will bring it up during, concerns.
Okay. All right. We're good. Okay.
Okay. I think that's the end for committee moments. CJ, I'm turning it back over to you.
Thank you again so much, Anne. Now we're going to continue our service. The opening words today are going to be provided by Shari Woodbury. It's called A Spacious Welcome. Layla is going to help me with our opening words. Welcome, who come in friendship, who long for genuine community.
May you be graciously retrieved here as your authentic self.
Welcome, who come in curiosity, full of questions, or simply open.
May you embrace, wonder, and encounter new delights.
Welcome who come heavy with fatigue, weary from the troubles of the world, or the troubles of your particular life.
May you rest and be filled in this sacred space.
Welcome who come with joy for flowing rivers and gentle breeze, for changing skies and great trees.
May the grace of this world leave a lasting imprint in you.
Welcome who come with thanks for the altruism of the earth and the gift of human care.
May your grateful heart overflow and bless those around you.
Come, let us celebrate together this wondrous life. And now we're going to go into our opening music, This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yes, there's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. May we know that together. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light, this light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine, shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Robert.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining in. That was a wonderful opening. Now, if everyone could, we invite you to hold up your chalice, and together, you may stay on mute, join us in our affirmation. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And now Layla is going to join us for our Chalaka lighting, which is our last day of Chalaka, and she's going to share a little bit about Chalaka as well.
Hanukkah is a holiday celebrated by UUs, which begins on the first Monday in December and lasts 7 days. We made chalice cookies and gave gifts to our neighbors. Each of 7 days represents one principle of UUs, and today we light the last chalice. I'm presenting our 7th principle: value the earth and living creatures on it. Oh no.
I think we got it. Thank you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Praise be thou, O Lord our God, ruler of the world, who has sanctified us by the commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim avoseinu b'yanim chochen basman hazeh. Praise be thou, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has done wondrous things for our fathers in the days of old and at this season. Amen.
Beautiful. Thank you, Roberta. And now please join us in our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Now we are going to join you for welcoming of guests. This is obviously not our normal format of service. We're all online, but we invite you to visit us more than once. Because we are a lay-led congregation, every single service is different, and today's is a very special service. So if anybody would like to come forward and say hello, this is your first time, you're welcome to do so. But if not, we welcome you. Now I'm going to turn it over to Amanda for our joys and concerns of our congregation.
plenty of supportive messages in the chat. Feel free to read those. Let us now hold in our hearts what was spoken or unspoken, whether shared from our sacred community or the wider world. May the light of peace, may the light of hope, may the light of healing resonate within us all. So may it be.
Thank you so much, Amanda. So now we will move into our interlude and offering. Each Sunday, we share 40% of the loose plate offering with a charitable or social justice organization selected by our Social Action Committee. And we advise you to give as generously as you can as we listen to our holiday instrumental interlude. Thank you. Beautiful, thank you so much. And I want to add that this is the last week for holiday bonuses to our staff, as Martha mentioned in chat. Moving on, an introduction for our Season of Lights, a very special service with our religious education team. Today are incredible, vivacious, talented RE Director Judith Stein-Farrell, as well as the entire RE team, have something very special in store for you today. Please join us in welcoming all of our RE team.
Our RE team involves all of you in one way or another. So there are many people that I have to thank for getting this all together today. There are two parts to today's production, and it is, we're gonna start with a reading of something called Out of the Dark. And it's a multifaceted, you'll hear from many of us in the room, well, 4 of us anyway. And then we move to the pageant. Some of the message you'll hear will be repeated, but it's important to know that this is a season of lights and hope. And so I invite Paula to start. And unmute, yes.
Yes. The winter solstice. Many, many thousands of years ago in the Northern Hemisphere this time of year, it was very, very dark. It was winter and the people were cold and they were hungry. They had learned by observation that that beginning around what our calendar now reflects as December 21st, the daylight began to be longer. And with that recognition of the longer days, the people would join together and celebrate to encourage the sun to remain longer, knowing that if all went as it had before, soon the daylight would warm the earth and plants would grow. When the plants grew, the animals would be able to eat. There would be meat and vegetables and the energy to keep life going. They celebrated the return of the sun, winter solstice, Yule, Saturnalia. With this, there was, once again, hope.
Unmute.
Diwali. Over 4,000 years ago, the stories were heard. Prince Rama's bride, Sita, had been stolen away by 10-headed Ravana, who took her away to his castle. The prince, his brother Lakshmana, went after them to bring them back. On the way, they found help in a warrior named Haman with his army of monkeys. After a long journey, they saved Sita and headed home. The people of Ramayan had been waiting 14 years for their prince and his bride to return. They laid down a path of lanterns to lead them back home. Today, Hindus celebrate the Diwali lighting lamps, called diyas, to recognize the ability for good to triumph over evil. There is hope.
David.
Over 2,500 years ago in India, a man sat down under a tree. His body was so thin and frail, his ribs could be counted through his skin. He had not eaten but 1 grain of rice a day for many, many days. He had been taught that his bodily needs interfered with his attaining enlightenment, a state of pure comfort and happiness. So he'd given up as much food as he could. The man under the tree, who was called Siddhartha, meditated even though his body could barely keep him alive with so little food. Day in and day out, he meditated, searching for what was true. A woman came and offered him a small bowl of rice. He ate the rice and suddenly it became clear. They say he announced to all around him how wonderful all things are perfect just as they are. We now refer to Siddhartha as Buddha, or the enlightened one. Out of the darkness of suffering, he found a way to the light and contentment. He then taught the people how to work towards this themselves, bringing hope to many.
Hanukkah. Over 2,000 years ago in a Greek kingdom, there had been a fight. There had been a fight between the Maccabees and a Jewish community and the king of the land, Antiochus, about the right for the people to live and believe and worship freely what they found to be true. The Maccabees won the fight, but not before damage was done to their property, their temple. Before they could open up again, the Jewish people had to clean their temple and light the special oil lamp that would then keep lit. They would then keep lit all the time. But they could only find a small container of the oil that was ready, and it would probably not last for more than 1 day. Those who were cleaning the temple sent for more sacred oil for their lamp, and they lit the flame from what they had found. Each day they waited, watching the lamp, and somehow the oil did not run out until the 8th day, when by some miracle, the new batch of oil was ready to be added to the lamp. In Hanukkah, we celebrate the freedom of the Jewish people overcoming tyranny and bullies. We celebrate by lighting 1 more candle each night, recognizing the miracle of the oil that continued to bring sacred light to dark times in the temple, supporting and bringing hope to the people.
Christmas. Over 2,000 years ago in Bethlehem, there was commotion. People had been arriving to be counted, and Mary was very pregnant. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. This was the first census that took place while Quirinius was governor of Syria, and everyone went to their own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. Joseph and Mary found Bethlehem to be very crowded. They could not find an inn or a home with room for them. They stopped in a stable. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born. And Mary gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in clothes and placed him in a manger, which is a box where the animal's food would be, the hay, because there was no guest room available. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were terrified, or sore afraid, as I recall. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause joy, great joy for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in clothes and lying in a manger." And then a star appeared over the stable where Mary, Joseph, and the baby rested.
Paula.
Oh.
Paula.
I didn't center that part. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
In celebrating the return of the sun, there is hope. In the Daya lamps of Diwali, there is a path of hope.
Did David get the last part? In the Buddha's enlightenment, there is hope. In the miracle of the oil, there is hope.
In the bright star pointing the way to the birth of baby Jesus, there is hope. Out of darkness, we find light. There is hope.
And so you've heard many stories today of the light of the season. Several of our children and youth from a couple of our families have joined together to create what is normally our pageant, and that we've created it in the form of a movie today. And what I have, it's a script that was created by Roberta Lerman, and then we adjusted a little bit to fit the cast that we actually got. So as you may notice, right, there are a lot of stories here from a lot of backgrounds, but we don't all fit them exactly. So we adjusted. And the other thing you have to buy is that there are many people from one family playing people from different families. So just buy the script, buy the premise, participate and listen. It's to you, Paul. We're not seeing the movie, Paul. We're seeing multiple screens.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
It's okay. We are more about love than perfection, as an eloquent service leader once said.
Absolutely true.
holiday pageants in Unitarian Universalist congregations are more about sharing the various stories of the season, something that both the participants and the congregations get to learn from. But even more than that, they're about having some fun, bringing some joy through music and storytelling, and getting to give the kids an opportunity to show off what they know. Hopefully today's production will do a little of all of this. Written by Roberta Lerman, produced by our whole religious education team, and technically pulled together by our kids, as you'll see in the credits. Stick around. I give you the Zoom Season of Lights. Action!
Our play takes place right here in Orlando during present time, COVID time. For that reason, this is a pre-recorded and socially distanced performance. 4 scenes taking place mainly in the 4 residences of our players, and much of our story takes place over Zoom.
Hi, Ender. I can't wait for Hanukkah. I hope I get a PlayStation 5 to replace my PlayStation 4.
I just got one last week for my birthday.
Oh, that's great. Can you show me? Can we use it now?
Nah. You'll just have to wait for your Hanukkah and show me that you really received the PS5, and then I will see if I want to play with you.
Okay, I'll contact REs. They'll play with me. See if I care, Mr. Stick-Up.
Hey, I heard that, Billy. That wasn't a very nice way to speak to someone. What's going on?
Ender has the new PlayStation 5, and he's being so mean. He won't let me play any games with him because I have the PlayStation 4.
Is that really what he said?
I said I would play with REs, but I don't know if they even have a console.
And because this is a tech-heavy world where kids can use devices for all sorts of conversations, Billy texts Aries asking him to log on to Zoom.
Hi, Aries. Don't you have a PlayStation 4? We can play games together.
No, I don't have a PlayStation of any kind. My parents don't want me wasting to spend so much time on a PlayStation. I was just at Vahan's house celebrating Diwali. We ate some sweet stuff, and we got some presents. Vahan gave me really good books, like Percy Jackson books, and a new sweater.
Diwali, what's that?
It is the Hindu holiday of lights. We celebrate it every year in the fall when the days grow shorter.
The Hindus have a festival of light too? I didn't know that. We also do. The Jewish tradition celebrates the victory of Maccabees over Greeks. They destroyed our temple. The Maccabees chased them away. We lit a candle every night for 8 nights.
I always wonder why you did that.
Why do the Hindus celebrate Diwali?
It is a festival of good over evil. There are different versions of the story. One is about Lord Krishna defeating the demon Nakarasura. One is about Prince Ram rescuing his bride Sita. We light candles called diyas for 5 nights.
A week later, Anastasia's talking to Ender after they finished a game on their PlayStations.
It was really fun. You crushed me, but I gotta go now.
Really? Darn, why?
Mom just got an Amazon packet. Every year we buy something new for our Christmas tree. That is what arrived. This year we will have 15 decorations. This new one is an angel that light up to decorate. We will place it on the top of the tree. The angel is watching over the baby Jesus who was born on Christmas.
How about that? My folks were just online buying an electric Kenora to give to my sister to celebrate Kwanzaa at her house. She said that she thought this was easier than worrying about candles.
Kwanzaa, what is that?
It is a cultural holiday to celebrate African American heritage, and each night a different candle is lit to represent a different principle. Some are faith, responsibility, and creativity.
A few days later, the 4 kids gather on Zoom. Billy is still feeling hurt by Ender, who expects them to receive a PS5.
Ender, I'm sorry I got mad at you the other day. I wasn't being really nice.
I guess I sounded like I didn't want to play with you. My folks are giving me a hard time about getting my schoolwork done and keep telling me not to play on the games all the time. I was feeling mad, but not at you.
That happens to me all the time. Why don't parents understand how important this is to us?
My mother said she bought us a menorah for Hanukkah. She said it cost a lot of money, but it was for the whole family to enjoy. I don't know if I'm getting a PlayStation 5.
Bummer.
I just realized all these different celebrations that light candles or trees, they all light up the night. They all talk about justice and fairness and goodness for everyone.
Wow, we're all wanting the same thing.
And with that, we learn that we have more that's similar and different. Let's run the credits.
Hi, my name is Chloe McElroy, and this sleeping beauty over here is my dog Wally. About me, I've been vegan for 13 years. I'm 29 years old, and Stitch is my favorite Disney character. Happy holidays.
My name is Ariz. I'm in the 4th grade. I love Percy Jackson books, and I love to do gaming.
Thank you all. The kids did an awesome job. And that was completely edited by our children. Well, it was completely edited by Caleb and acted. And I had very cooperative parents. Thank you all. Back to you, CJ.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, RE team. Great job, everybody. Now we are going to extinguish our chalice. So please bring your chalice forward and join me in unison. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now our music is Marvelous Toy by Tom Paxton, Sean Silva, and Greg Tofino.
And as a matter of fact, I don't want to sing this song by myself. I want you to sing it with it. But I'm going to ask my grandson, Sean Sylvia, to come and sing it with me. Would you welcome Sean Sylvia? Here we go. It went zip when it moved and pop when it stopped, brr when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. When I was just a wee little lad, full of health and joy, my father homeward came one night and gave to me a toy. A wonder to behold it was, with many colors bright, and the moment I laid eyes on it, it became my heart's delight. It went zip when it moved, pop when it stopped, brr when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. It first marched left, then marched right, then marched under a chair. And when I looked where it had gone, it wasn't even there. I started to cry, my daddy laughed, he knew that I would find. When it turned around, my marvelous toy, chugging from behind. It went zip when it moved, pop when it stopped, brr when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Now, Sean, you have to learn that grandpas get a little dotty when they're getting old. And that means that I sang Sean's verse. He sings it better than I do. So, Sean, you sing it. Ready?
It first marched left, and then marched right, and then marched under a chair. But when I looked where it had gone, it wasn't even there. I started to cry, but my daddy laughed, for he knew that I would find. When I turned around, my marvelous toy, chugging from behind.
It went zip when it moved,
pop when it stopped,
when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. The years have gone by too quickly, it seems. I have my own little boy, and yesterday I gave to him my marvelous little toy. Popped his head and he gave a squeal of glee. Neither one of us knows just what it is, but he loves it just like me. It still goes zip when it moves, pop when it stops, brr when it stands still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Oh, I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will.
What a fun song. Wonderful. And our closing words are the Interfaith Benediction by Gary Kowalski. Gathered in our various faiths, we give thanks for the blessing of world community as we care our common dream, homes and schools where children thrive, neighborhoods that are safe and clean, a rich city in colors and cultures, an economy where no one is expendable, a beloved community where rich and poor alike have access to the opportunity for a dignified and productive life. Churches, mosques, synagogues, and temples, where our deepest hope is to be the service to a hurting world. Enable us as we leave this place to carry forth this prayer into the coming week, turning our thoughts towards charity, our hearts towards justice, and our hands towards the work of peace. Shalom, amen, blessed be. May you go in peace.